Hey y'all, welcome to PyCascades 2026. We've got a few announcements, a bit of housekeeping to do, and then we will turn our speakers loose on you. First, I want to start with acknowledgement that we are on the traditional territory of the Chemainus, Tsleil-Waututh, Hul'qumi'num, Stalo, Squamish, Musqueam, Cayuse, and Umatilla peoples. They have held this land for time immemorial and kept it in the beautiful state that we found it in when we got here. And the housekeeping. So here's a diagram of the Harbor Center. You might be here in the Fletcher Theater, or in our quiet room in 1520, or the hallway track, or at home in your jammies. The closest washrooms are out the doors to my left and across the lobby. There's water refill there as well, or there's washrooms around the corner from the quiet room. If you go left, you will find our sponsor booths, food, coffee, badge decorating, community booth. So go say hi, see what swag they have. On the other side of the circle from the theater doors is where 1520 is, our quiet room. It's quiet and captions are on, no sound. Please note there is no eating or drinking in the theater or in the quiet room. Captions are provided at our main stage on the screen there, so please let the front few rows go to people who would like to read our captions.
Also out by the sponsor booth, we have a combination community booth / badge decoration table. So come say hi to meetup organizers. If you are a meetup organizer and haven't set a time to be there on the schedule, feel free to drop by whenever or let us know if you want to schedule. You can also make your badge pop. They have stickers. Not all of them are awesome octopi with fire hats, but we have many options available. If you are not here in the Fletcher Theater, you are here in the main stage on Venus. From here, you can open the sidebar by clicking on the hamburger icon on the top left. There you can find the Get Help button in case you need any help. Links to the lounge and patio virtual spaces, as well as the chat rooms. We have a guide on our website if you want more information on using Venus.
Okay, bear with me. This one's a bit of a long one. Regardless of where you are physically, we're all here temporarily. Unless you're rewatching this recordings later, it's a little after 9, and after we're done talking, we'll continue with our talks through to 10:45 Pacific, and we'll have coffee break with snacks for about 45 minutes in the Siegel Center. Then more talks until 12:25, and then you get a 90-minute lunch break. We do not provide lunch, so head out with some new or old friends and find something nearby. Talks pick back up at 2 o'clock, then another break with refreshments at 3:45. More talks until 5:40. We will say a brief, what an awesome day we had, and weren't the talks amazing at the end of the day.
And a quick note about our format. We're trying something new this year. We've mixed into our 25-minute talks also some 40-minute talks. But as is PyCascades tradition, there is no Q&A on any talks. Most of the speakers are happy to chat during breaks if you have questions or comments about their talk. I also want to let you know about a few extra fun things that we have.
Try again.
How about now? Hey, that sounds like I am here. So we don't have Q&A as is tradition, but most of our speakers are happy to talk with you after your talk or after their talks, during breaks, lunches, things like that. We do have a few extra things in the schedule. First of all, after talks today, like directly after talks, we have workshops hosted by Microsoft. These are workshops about building agentic AI. One is focused on Postgres, and the other is focused on DocumentDB. They're both here. If you want to go to the Postgres one, that does require registration. We have a QR code at the registration desk about how to join that. The other, we appreciate adding it onto your ticket in Pretix, but you can also just show up. Those are going to be in the quiet room or in the green room, depending on which workshop you're in.
The green room is next to the Siegel Center where the food and the sponsors are, just in case you don't know.
And then also this evening, beginning before the end of PyCascades tonight, our sponsor, Git Butler, is hosting a happy hour party at a bar a couple of blocks away. We have some details about that on our website. That is totally free, no registration required. They do ask that you RSVP via a link on our website. Tomorrow starts at the same time. All the breaks and lunches start 15 minutes later, but otherwise it looks pretty much the same as today. The full schedule is available on our website by clicking on Program Schedule. And then as a nice bonus this year, in case you didn't hear, we do have sprints back. Those are brought to us by Motorola. They're at a different venue, 555 Robson Street. We do, again, require registration for that. It is free. You can still add it to your ticket if space is still available. And if you are a sprint maintainer who wants to have your project hosted, let us know and we can get you added to the list. And next we need to touch on our health and safety policy. It's worth noting, as we already did, no eating or drinking in this room. The full health and safety policy is on our website. Like all of our policies, please read it. Definitely follow it. Let us know if you have any questions, and we really appreciate everyone's cooperation with this. And this year, to help attendees make informed decisions about their attendance and whether or not they're wearing masks, we've set up some monitoring for CO2 levels, both here in the theater, in the quiet room, and over by the catering. You can find a link to that on our website. It's also co2.pycascades.com/index.html. I'm sorry, you do need to put the index.html. I wanted to set up an Nginx server, but there's a lot of juggling going on today, so Nginx didn't happen. So yeah, you can monitor that. It updates every 5 minutes. And then we also have a code of conduct. Again, you can and should read the full policy on our website, but the short story is be thoughtful, be respectful, and be friendly. This code of conduct applies to all PyCascades related spaces in person and online. And I really want to underscore that the code of conduct represents our minimum standard of acceptable behavior. My hope and my experience is that we all aim higher and try and treat each other excellently.
If you do need to report any violation of our code of conduct, there's a few ways to do it. You can do it in person to me or Paul. Can you give a wave wherever you are? There's Paul. You can email us at conduct@pycascades.com, message us in Slack. The group is group incident responders on venue lists, and there is a report violation there. We do have people monitoring. If you have a concern about a staff member's conduct, you can reach out to Ben directly at ben@pycascades.com. And wherever possible, everything is kept completely confidential. But please note, this is our COC. If there's an emergency or anything actually illegal happening, please call 911. And we have a beautiful diagram here where the code of conduct is. Fourth down, I didn't put an arrow this year. It says get help.
And we have one last housekeeping rule that we need to cover, and that is your lanyards. This is the thing we've done in the past. If you've been here before, you're probably pretty comfortable, but when you picked up your badge, you should have been offered either a purple lanyard like this or a pink lanyard like it's pink. And those help communicate your intent on whether or not you're comfortable having your photograph taken while you're at PyCascades. If you picked a pink one, that means you'd rather not have your photograph taken. If you picked a purple one, that you're okay appearing in photographs taken at PyCascades. If you picked purple and want to switch to pink or vice versa, feel free to stop by registration and grab a second lanyard at any time, and you can switch back and forth all conference with, based on your comfort level. Maybe your hair is messed up one day or whatever. And that also applies to photographers. If you're taking pictures to share on social media or for any other purpose while you're at PyCascades, just take a look, make sure you're not including anyone in the pink lanyard when you post that photo. And as you can see, we've reached the end of our housekeeping section.
So now our more important section, our thank you section. First, we're going to thank our sponsors. This year we have Microsoft Azure sponsoring us at the Diamond level, Meta's at the Platinum level, and Git Butler and Red Hat are at Gold. So please do go say hi and check out their tables in the CDAL Center next door. And while our sponsors' financial support makes PyCascades possible, we also run an enormous volunteer effort. Our organizing crew is a group of dedicated volunteers who've been working for months in their free time outside of their very busy lives and their day jobs to put this conference on. So thank you to each and every one of you who have helped us this year. We left the roles. We do intentionally leave the roles off our slides because every member of the team has worked on basically every part of this conference, and that's happened year over year that I've seen since I've been around.
And also, thanks to you. PyCascades is really what you make out of it. Our organizers and volunteers have done a lot of work on logistics and planning, reviewing talks, figuring out how to assemble science stands. You may have witnessed that earlier. But really what I hear over and over again is not how good our signs are or how great the venue is laid out. I hear about how welcoming our community is, and that's thanks to you. And I really genuinely appreciate it, and I know everyone else here does as well. So thank you to anyone who has been that welcoming person. If you're not sure how to be that welcoming person, I do have a few ideas. Before I move on to those, I want to be clear that it's not a syntax error. We're not closing the thank you tag intentionally because we don't stop thanking people. But we are moving on to some instructions.
So the first one up is the Pac-Man rule. If you're having a group conversation, open it up a little so you look like Pac-Man. Open wide, eat that fruit. This leaves space and is an explicit invite for new people, new friends to join your conversation. It's a great way to make folks feel welcome, and it's also a strategy to succeed at the second item on the list, the snowball rule. You might be asking, what is the snowball rule? And if you expected us not to have a slide about that with a cute picture.
So the snowball rule is that for every year you've been coming to a conference, you should introduce yourself to one new person per day. This is my 7th PyCascades, so I need to be introducing myself to 7 new people today. I think I hit that yesterday. We'll try for today, tomorrow.
And it
might be tricky at sprints, but we'll give it a shot. If it's your first PyCascades, only one.
Or you could introduce yourself to one person per day per year you've attended, or being into Python, or programming, or just being alive. Introduce yourself to everyone. We're a small group this year.
You have time for this?
Ooh, 3 minutes.
So I said that I was done with the rules, but I do have a recommendation, or maybe 3. I'm going to suggest 3 rules for attending PyCascades. 3 goals for attending PyCascades. If you were here last year, you may notice that I'm copying myself from last year, and for that I apologize. If you're here the year before that, you may notice that I'm copying from then as well. If you were here the year before, also copying myself from then. And if you're a year before that, you know that I'm copying someone else prior. At some point, I'm pretty sure that this level of plagiarism becomes a tradition, but I'm not sure if we've hit it yet. So if you weren't paying attention last year or any of those other years, you'll know that I stole this joke from them as well. And we can move on to the actual goals. The goals I have, and some past chairs have as well, is first, to have fun. Second, to learn something new. And third, to make some friends.
Here are some of the ways you can do that. You can keep in touch to the conference on venue lists. Even if you're an in-person attendee, there is a link on your ticket. I highly encourage you to hop on there through the weekend, say hi, hang out in the chat rooms. I know in years past, I've been able to talk to some of the speakers there directly, which made it a lot easier than finding them in the hallway randomly. We have a public Slack instance. It's a great place to plan lunches or after-hour events. There's a link to join on our website. And whatever social media you're on, we like to use the PyCascades hashtag. You can find us at PyCascades on Hackyderm and Instagram, but we are no longer on Twitter or X or whatever it's called now. Okay, it's enough telling you what to do. Well, one more thing. Settle in, enjoy the first keynote of the weekend.